Oh, right. Where did I get inspiration this week? I thought very, very little about it, and then I noticed that one of our friends that tunes in was doing a tequila tasting. I think it was Friday. And I went, huh. Well, if he's going to suggest that maybe he might drink a little tequila while watching Lovecraft Cocktails go live, then why don't we do cocktails that have tequila in them? And so I did, in fact, post the recipe to the Yellow Boxer, which is one of the cocktails that we're going to do this evening. What I found, unfortunately, is that the vast majority of cocktails that are tiki in nature that have tequila in them also have like a bazillion other ingredients that aren't likely to be found on, the common bookshelf of alcohols. Like, I mean, the Yellow Boxer was about as simple as I could find, and it's got Galliano in it, which, if you're Italian, you have a bottle of Galliano. We're going to do some tequila drinks this evening. Well, we're going to do two tequila drinks, one the Yellow Boxer, one the Vicious Virgin, and a third, which is not technically a tequila drink. It's really a rum drink, but it does have a tequila cousin, tequila parent in it. So the rum is backed up by mezcal to give it a smokier note. And so we're going to do that. And that's the Oaxacan Dead. And I'm not sure. I think I may have done the Oaxacan Dead previously, but I don't really care because it's a nice drink. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We are doing much better.
And she has discovered mezcal through the museum spirits.
Yes.
Museum classes.
I'm hoping I have enough mezcal in here. If not, I'm going to have to do a pairing of other mezcals. We have several mezcals. The Casamigos was actually given to us by friends, and it's a Joven, it's a young mezcal, but it still has that a little bit of that smokiness to it. So we are going to use that, but that's what we're going to toast with is the Casamigos. So home of friends. Home of friends, Casamigos.
Talani.
Right? Talani. Stars.
My youngest stepbrother, who in my mind will always be 7 and being held up by his ankles by me, passed this week. So, Talani.
Always held up by his ankles because she was a vital kid.
I was.
And we're going to sip this. We're not going to shoot this because good tequila, good mezcal, don't shoot it. The reason you shoot something is because you don't want to taste it. I mean, come on. Well, that and you want the alcohol to hit you rapidly. We don't actually want that to occur.
Where are your comments?
I don't know why I'm not seeing my comments. That seems really weird to me. I'm sorry, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Clearly, I need to drink some mezcal. For those of you that are wondering how are mezcal and tequila related, tequila is a specific form of mezcal. Mezcal is any spirit made from any agave plant of any kind.
Yes.
And tequila is made in one region with blue agave.
Yes.
There you go.
And if you want more information, there are classes at the Museum of Distilled Spirits.
Yes.
Which I'll put a link to, which Amanda and I have taken.
Right. So. There's also, Wikipedia pages on tequila and mezcal. But sniff this. It has to my mind, mezcal has a more distinctive aroma than most tequilas. I mean, this is obviously tequila being a subset. You can find tequilas that rise to the same level of some of the mezcals that we normally would be drinking. But mezcals, as a general rule, to me, seem to have a bolder nose. And they come in kind of two basic categories in terms of flavor. There's the sort of grassy, herbaceous of the mezcals, and then there's the smokier mezcals. I actually think Casamigos, if I remember right, is kind of a nice combination of both, but it's been a while since I've had it, so we're going to taste it and see. A little bit sweet on the first taste. There's a hint of smoke there. Yeah, no, there goes the smoke. Yep. Which comes from, I don't know, cooking the agave, right? In the great big pits that have a name that I can't remember. Star will know because Star palenques are
the big wheels.
Are the big wheels that they use to crush the. Okay, so yeah, whatever. They're big pits that they smoke and cook the agave in because. Unlike sugarcane, with sugarcane you cut it and instantly the sugarcane has sugar in it and starts essentially fermenting. You have to kind of convince agave that it really wants to develop sugars and then wants to ferment. So you have to cook it in order to bring out its sugars. Essentially, not a mezcal expert. There you go. There's my 30 seconds 5 minutes on mezcal and tequila. How's that? All right. So the first drink I'm going to do this evening is going to be the one that I posted, the Yellow Boxer. So the Yellow Boxer, it's got Galliano in it. I I don't know, personal prejudice here. If I see Galliano in a drink, my first instinct is, oh, this is probably from the late 70s, early 80s. And in fact, this drink dates back to 1981, according to Jeff Beachbumbarian. This is from his Total Tiki app. It's also, if I remember correctly, was published in his book Intoxica. I think it was Intoxica. So this is the Yellow Boxer, circa 1981. The other ingredient here that tells you that this is a 70s, 80s drink is that it calls for Rose's lime cordial or Rose's sweetened lime juice from concentrate. This stuff. Yes, I have some. I know it's embarrassing. But hey, as long as I've got it, I might as well find a cocktail that will use it. If you don't have Rose's lime cordial, and why goodness would you, you can always do a makeshift cordial by combining lime juice and simple syrup. Probably about evil measures. Yeah, equal measures, something like that is probably about right for the amount of ingredient we're going to use, which is only 3/4 of an ounce. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to put all the ingredients for this cocktail into a shaker. We're going to shake it with some crushed ice, and then we're going to strain it into a glass with some more crushed ice. There you go. All right, so let's get started. Here is my shaker non-tin, my shaker plastic. Yes, as David is wont to remind me. Yes, something is burning. That is incense down here, and you can see the light coming through it. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Ooh, look at that light
Jen
on my
Decker
hands.
says hello.
Hey, Jen. Long time no see. Ooh, look, I got lights. Yeah, cool. All right, enough playing around. Let's get to drinking, people. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce Rose's lime cordial or sweetened lime juice.
So tequilas are a proper subset of mezcals. Yes.
Yes, that's got to be key.
Yep. David said tonight's drink is mostly white with a bit of yellow, and it's tasty.
White and yellow. What do you?
I think he wants Chris to fill it in because he doesn't know.
Yellow Cadillac.
Casamigo featured prominently in the recommendations of the tequila class.
Yeah.
Tonight they're drinking pina coladas, says Chris.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, definitely sweet. Yeah, pina coladas are sweet. Pina coladas are wonderful drinks. They are amazing to sit on a beach and have a drink. They are not balanced. They are way on the sweet side. Add some lime juice to it. You essentially have a painkiller. To my mind, a little bit better drink. But if you like really sweet drinks, pina colada all the way.
And David wants to know if anyone else has done the WSET wine, spirits, or sake classes.
Not I.
Because they've done the wine classes.
Not I. When they get around to offering one in rum, I'll look it up. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce Rose's, 3/4 of an ounce lemon juice, not lime juice, lemon juice. 3/4 of an ounce of orange juice, and I have freshly squeezed. This is not out of a bottle. This is freshly squeezed orange juice. Gotta love that. Three quarters. Easy so far. Then 1/4 ounce of Galliano, so not much. And the reason for that is Galliano is pretty strongly flavored. It has a bit of an anise flavor to it. Kind of licoricey.
Lindsay
Black
says,
licoricey.
best pina colada was in San Pedro Sula, Honduras.
Well,
They
yeah.
were also $1 US a piece.
And you were probably on a beach.
Yeah.
All right, so 3/4 of an ounce Roses, 3/4 of an ounce lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce orange juice, 1/4 ounce Galliano. Do not use 3/4 of an ounce of Galliano. And then the tequila is 1 3/4 ounce. And
They
here,
spend a night on rum in the spirits class.
and we are going to use. Okay, you know what tequila we're going to use. It's a great mixing tequila. We mention it every time we use this tequila. This is the Rocks tequila. This is Terramana. Yeah, it's a celebrity tequila. Not Not bad at all. Okay, shake this with some crushed ice. Okay, I'm going to go most of the scoop of crushed ice, and then I'm going to throw in just a couple of cubes because I think it'll just give me a little better agitation. Lord knows I need to be agitated, right? Okay, do that, do this. Oh, I need a glass to put this in. I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to start out smooth and slow. Should be a pretty vibrant yellow color, so maybe a clear glass would be a good one.
You have all the clear glasses.
Oh, vanity. Vanity, vanity. Oh, I gotta say, so yesterday I was very fatigued, very tired. And today I've actually been doing seemingly pretty well until about an hour ago. And then I was like, oh, I need to get ready for the, I go to sleep. Yeah. So I'm going to go down here. And we have these guys right here. We're going to do 2 small brandy snifters. We're going to fill those with crushed ice and strain this over this way. I know I will get some. Right, there's one.
Yeah.
I have a bar back here. I should ask her to fill the glasses with crushed ice.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Hopefully we don't need more crushed ice tonight. We might. I don't know.
I'll make more.
Stay. Okay. 2 glasses, crushed ice, strainer. Here we go. And oop. Oh, it's more of a pale yellow. Oh, I thought it would be a brighter, more vibrant yellow. I can show you what it looks like on the app, but that won't do you any good. Oh, say, we are trying something new this evening. We had an extra whiteboard upstairs. So we brought the whiteboard downstairs and set up the whiteboard over there. Why does that matter? That matters because I can look this way and see my drink recipes instead of having to do this. So I think that's better. You tell me whether or not you like this better, that I can just refer up there. Star doesn't have it in front of her because I didn't get enough time to
So they'll be
type it out. So we will post them afterwards, yes. Okay, so here we have the I totally forgot what this is called.
Yellow boxer.
The yellow boxer, because you can see it.
Yes.
All right. So here you go. Here's a yellow boxer. Do you want a straw with that? Sure. No? Whatever. Here. Cheers. Cheerio. It's quite tart.
Mm-hmm.
Very refreshing.
Yeah.
The Galliano does not. There is a. You get the aromatics of the Galliano, the herbal pieces of the Galliano. You are not overwhelmed by the licorice kind of anise flavor. That really works. And only a 1/4 ounce of the Galliano. Makes me want to think that I could do like chartreuse or Benedictine or other things like that in this. And it would probably work out really, really well.
That is a very hammock drink.
I really, really want to see comments.
I'll see what I can.
That's
see if I can find it.
That's very annoying.
I will go read through your comments.
And I, of course, don't want to mess around too much with it because otherwise I might lose
Pete says that's a pretty drink.
It is. It's.
Dave says hello, Cam.
Can you see that? Oh, yeah. It actually looks much more yellow on screen than it is in person, which I find amusing and unusual. But yeah. And sticky. Oh, the drink is sticky. Okay, so this goes over here. There you go. There's a Yellow Boxer 1981. So I'm a little surprised. I always expect that drinks from that vintage period, and yeah, the 80s are vintage. Oh no. From that period are going to be just overly sweet. This one isn't. It is very tart. It is very yummy. I'm quite pleased with that. I think I want something else with this. I'm not sure what. I mean, you can't go wrong with adding a little bitters to something. But I have my own bar mix here of things. Let me see about putting some of that in here. Just a few drops probably, because this is some potent stuff. Yeah, if we just do like 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of this. There's a little absinthe in here. There's some falernum. There's some allspice dram. There's a few other things in there just as a quick mix. Might as well. I'm just going to stir with this. Why not? See what that does. Pull that up. I wanted one more element to this because it wasn't very complex. It was nice, but I wanted one more element to it. So let's see if this element worked. A little more nose. Yeah, I think it's just I could even maybe do a little more, and I think it would be even better, but it would be so easy to go overboard with this, so I'm not going to. We're just going to leave it as is. You could float a little rum on it, but yeah, we'll leave it as is. The Yellow Boxer. I have no idea how it got its name. Know nothing about this drink other than 1981. So we're just going to set this aside and drink some more of that as we go. I don't think you'd be amiss using almost any tequila in this. Different tequilas, of course, are going to give it different flavors. The tequila is definitely present. None of the flavors that I can think of that would come from a tequila or a mezcal are going to mess with this drink in any substantial way and make it an unpalatable drink. I think this would be actually a really nice drink to drink with tequilas to get a sense of how different tequilas might taste to you. This is also a young tequila, so you could also try doing it with an añejo or a reposado and see what those kinds of aged flavors would give the drink. So that would also be yummy. All right. So, any other comments?
Dana says hi.
Dana, hi.
David said, "Looks like your ankle is doing better. Is it?"
My ankle is doing better. Thank you for reminding me because all of my weight is on my left leg. So okay, we're gonna. Oh, look at this. Oof. Hi, Susie.
Have you tried swiping left?
Have I tried swiping left?
It's on your desktop. So.
On what?
On your screen. You can't because you don't have a touch screen.
Oh, I don't have a. Yeah. Well, so yeah. Yes, I have. I have tried swiping left on my non-touch screen computer.
And then there's a question. She asks a question as a novice question. Why do you mix with ice, then strain just to pour over more ice? Dirty ice versus clean ice.
Dirty ice versus clean ice. Okay. There's much consternation over this subject. For one, the difference between shaking with crushed ice and then straining over another amount of crushed ice is actually, at least to my mind, really pretty minimal. If you are doing something like shaking with cubes and then straining over something else, then the important difference here is when you are shaking with cubes, you will break those cubes up and you will get ice of irregular size and pieces. And different cocktails want to have ice that is, so you might want to have a cocktail that has ice that is all sort of regular size, shape, style. And if you were to just use your dirty ice, you're going to get some big clumps of ice and some smaller clumps of ice, and you're going to get really fine ice crystals. And it's just not a terribly pleasing mouthfeel. That said, if you're using crushed ice both to shake and pour over, you're already using irregular ice. The only real difference I can see is that by the agitation of the initial crushed ice, you're already getting a substantial amount of dilution. And what you want to do is make sure that your drink doesn't get overly diluted too quickly. And if you were just used to the dirty ice, my guess is that you would get too much of that watery effect, and you'd have to drink this drink really quickly before it got watery. So pouring over clean crushed ice. A lot of times, the difference is really just one of aesthetics, especially if you're pouring into brandy snifters. Brandy snifters look really pretty with clean ice in them. A lot of times bars will shake with less than pure ice. So, your traditional cloudy ice they get out of their freezer, But when they're serving the drink to you, they want it all on crystal clear ice. It's another reason for shaking and then straining over clean ice. There, how's that? That help? Our next cocktail. Next cocktail is the Vicious Virgin. This is a 1960s era cocktail, sort of the golden age. So you get the 1930s initial period, you get the 1940s period where you get these great initial ideas for tiki cocktails. But really, the late 50s, 60s, and the early 60s are really kind of, in my mind, some of the heyday, some of the best recipes, some of the best complexity coming through. And this is a drink that dates from that period. This is from a bar called, I think, the Pago Pago, if I'm remembering correctly, in Tucson. So this has got multiple ingredients in it. This is probably what you think of more often when you think of a tiki cocktail, because you're going to have things like orgeat and grapefruit juice and some rum in there and all mixed together. This is not one of our like 11 or 12 ingredient cocktails. This also is going to be shaken. So this is going to be shaken with cubes, and then it is going to be strained just straight up into a glass, no ice in the glass. So you don't want any additional dilution coming over time with this particular drink, the Vicious Virgin. Do I know why it has this particular name? No, I have no idea. It's probably in a long line that has something to do with the Suffering Bastard, Vicious Virgin. There's all sorts of these kind of plays of some verb and then describing a person or class of people. I don't know why drinks migrated. They had their names changed and maybe an ingredient or two changed. And so you get these sort of families of names coming through. This is like the the Dr. Bird, Dr. Funk, Dr. Wong, all these various doctor drinks come through. Mr. Fong, then that becomes Mr. Fong. Okay, there's got another hand raised. We got another comment.
Dan says, how dirty should my virgin get? I'm sorry, virgin ice get?
How dirty should your virgin ice get? I don't know. We're straining out all the dirty ice here. So I don't know. A pretty pristine virgin, I think. I mean, maybe that's where it's taking its name from. Virgin because there's no ice in the final cocktail. Yeah, right. Okay, I got nothing. All right. So what are we going to do here? This also is a shaken cocktail. Shaker plastic. Yay. 1/2 ounce orgeat. Just took this out a little while ago. Seems good though, right? Oh, that reminds me. I've got a friend that is going to be taking a class with us, and we are stocking her up on some various ingredients. We're going to be doing tiki cocktails made with gin in that class, and so there's things like the Saturn and the Cherry Hearing, Singapore Sling that I know have tiki ingredients in them. So I'm going to give her some of the tiki ingredients so she doesn't have to run right out and buy a couple $100 worth of stuff only to go, I don't need to have Cherry Hearing in my library of cocktail ingredients. 1/2 ounce orgeat, talking too much, get on making drinks, Pooch. 1/2 ounce. Okay, the one curious thing about this that would make me question its 1960s origin is the fact that it does use blue curacao. And I always think of blue curacao as like a dead giveaway for 70s cocktails, but apparently not. 1/4 ounce. If you don't have blue curacao, you can just use whatever curacao or orange flavored spirit you have. You don't have to use blue curacao. It's just not going to give you the same color. What's the difference between blue curacao and regular curacao? Blue food coloring. That's the only difference. I mean, that's not even just like, oh, that's the only real difference. No, it's the only difference between them. Okay, 1/4 ounce. So this is entirely for color, really. And, a little orange flavor. Blue, which probably means this cocktail is going to come out greenish. That's the way it usually works. Put enough blue curacao in something for it to drink to turn out really blue. Yeah, it's going to be really sweet. Grapefruit juice. 1.5 ounces of grapefruit juice. Yeah, I still don't have grapefruits that we're squeezing, so we're going to go with another can of the Ocean Spray. 1.5 ounces of white grapefruit juice. There's 3/4. 3/4. Those of you that have kids that are of an age of why should I be learning fractions? I'll never have to use fractions. How else are you going to make the drinks to bring to mommy? There you go, right? Okay. Orgeat, blue curacao, grapefruit juice, lime juice. Or is this going to be another tart one? 3/4 ounce lime juice. I don't know about you. I think my pouring technique has gotten a lot better with this jigger. So I'm pretty happy about that. 3/4 ounce light rum. We're going to go with the Maggie's Farm here. Just classic white light rum. Yes. Okay. So we've had a lot of discussions about rum and what do certain names mean. A lot of these you get a recipe and it just is going to tell you light, dark, gold, and you just got to use your best guess as to what's going to go well with this. I don't want anything too dark, so because I don't want to mess with the coloration of this, so I'm going to go with a clear rum to get as close, as pretty a color as I can get off of this and not muddy it up. You could easily go with like a Puerto Rican or a Cuban or even like a Trinidad, like the Angostura rums, or the Ronda Barrilito, all clean rums, all light flavored. Anything really heavily column stilled would go fine here. We just happen to have the Maggie's Farm sitting right here and it's clear, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. 3/4 ounce. Y'all know, right? Clear rum does not mean unaged, right? There is no correlation between color of rum and aging. I mean, okay, so there is from rum from certain countries because, well, the United States is the Wild West as far as rum, but that doesn't mean that every country is. And so different countries have different rules on rum and what needs to go in it and how long it has to be aged for. Puerto Rico requires their rum to be aged. So even if you get that bottle of Bacardi that is crystal clear, it's been aged. It's been in a barrel. They take all the color out through charcoal filtering, but that's what they do. The Maggie's Farm, I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I can't remember whether or not it's aged. Sorry, I got over 100 rums. I can't keep all of them straight as to what is in them. The brain just doesn't work that way. I have to spare a little bit of room in my brain for, work. Where was I? The rum just went in there, so I now need tequila, right? Because we were saying we're making tequila drinks here. What are you doing? You're throwing rum in here. It's a split base. It's going to be split between tequila and rum. So we're going to go back to Laroc's tequila. We're going to go 3/4 ounce. All right, there. 3/4 ounce. So split exactly down the middle between the rum and the tequila. It's going to be a fairly light in alcohol because both of these are 40%, right? Yep, both of these are 40% alcohol. It's only 1.5 ounces of alcohol in this cocktail. Okay, there's a little bit added from the blue curacao, but that's not much. So this gets shaken with cubes, and then strained out. Really want this to be crystal clear and not have little ice chunks in it and that sort of thing, you can always double strain it. I probably will. You can ask me, why do I double strain? Well, it's to take out those tiny little ice chunks that will go through the strainer, the Hawthorne strainer that you usually use. All right, so here we go. We're gonna try this. The vicious virgin. Shake, shake, shake. Got nice frost on that. There you go. Amanda and I have had this discussion about like how long do you shake, and about the time that your hands are going, wow, that's really cold, is about the time to stop. It depends on the cocktail though. Some cocktails you want them to be colder than others. This one, I'm just taking a guess. That's sort of my like average shaking time. I don't know. This is gonna go into a glass. We want to see the color, so I'm just going to use standard rocks glass. Dun dun dun. Double strain. Where's my strainer? Strainer is here. Second strainer is here. If you're doing fruit juices in cocktails, purees, that sort of thing, mint leaves that have been, anything that's been muddled, often you'll see it double strained because you want to make sure none of that gets in your cocktail. So here I'm holding the gate really, really tightly closed. See, tightly closed. I need to bend one of these barbs back just a little bit. Pardon me. There we go. All right. It's a pale greenish color. Kind of a pale jade. Yeah. Get a little bit of froth on the top of that. I'm going to have to clean this up just a tad. There we go.
So Amanda doesn't feel the cold with her elevation shaker.
That's because it's an insulated shaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then how do you know when it's cold enough? Here you go. There's your coloration on that. How's that look to you? Green? If you pull it back here, I don't know, the lighting in here makes it look a lot paler green to my eyes than when I look down here in the camera. It looks a lot darker to me.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're going to take a sniff of this.
The spirit tells her when it is
Ooh,
shaken.
the spirit tells her. Ooh. Which one of the spirits? I mean, this one's got two. What if one says, I'm done, and the other says, I'm not quite done yet?
Ooh.
Oh, that's quite lovely. I'm a little surprised that we've got that much froth on the head of this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's from. I mean, if there was pineapple juice in there, that would explain it, but you might not like it because the grapefruit does come through on it.
It's good, but I like the other one better.
You want a watered down version of the other one that's got mezcal added to it?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is what makes a great relationship. That and asking her to rinse out my shakers while she's drinking. It all works. So there you go. So what is the flavor profile on this one? Well, hold on a second. It's really cold, so I get almost no aroma off of it. It's either that or I'm getting a lot of sweet patchouli from the smoke here. Eee, look at that. Oh. Okay, I gotta look at the ingredients again. This has got a heavier mouthfeel than I was expecting. Oh, it's because of the orgeat. That's why. Like, why is this not as clear as I was expecting it to be? It's the orgeat, duh. Yeah, my orgeat is particularly thick. I use a little bit of a xanthan gum to help stabilize it and make it a little thicker. And I think that's what's contributing and probably giving it the head as well. So, yeah. A little hint of almond coming through because of that orgeat. The grapefruit juice really has a nice finish to it. Keith was talking about how every time he had a margarita, there was this kind of weird flavor at the end that he couldn't place. And then he realized when he was drinking the tequila straight and doing the tasting, oh, what I'm tasting is tequila. that's that, you know, that indicative agave herbaceousness to it. And I got to say, that's what you end with on this cocktail, is you get this beautiful, sweet, slightly orgeat-y flavor up front that is, it's like drinking two drinks because that front end is a rum and orgeat front end. And the back end, it just finishes nicely with this combination of grapefruit and mezcal, or grapefruit and tequila. I think I'm actually a fan of this. Wow, I may have to throw this on the next tiki party menu. The menu for the next tiki party, which we will actually be able to have a tiki party this year. Yay! I'll have to do something else to it to make it Lovecraftian in reference, but yeah, we can do that.
With
Because of,
that light, it actually looks like you're drinking from your lava lamp.
oh, you're right.
Because
It does.
similar color to the.
Wow. I don't believe I'm going to do this, but I am. So here's a safety, a public safety announcement, a PSA. I don't know, Americans, where have we come from? Don't drink the water from your lava lamp, okay? It's not potable. It's bad for you. It's got other stuff in it. Don't do that. Make one of these instead and drink this. Much better. Don't drink that or that. Definitely don't drink that. That's, like 30-plus-year-old water plus glycol and other things in there. Yeah, don't drink that. They'll both be really bad for you. But public service announcement: don't drink the water from your lava lamp. There you go. Even if you're really thirsty, don't do that. Okay. 2 down. I got 15 minutes to finish up. Whoa, okay. Third drink comes to us from a book on the history of tiki in San Diego. We at one point thought that we were going to go to a work convention in San Diego, and as a consequence, we were making up what we were going to do in the evenings of that work conference. And my beloved wife picked me up this book, 90 Years of Classic San Diego Tiki, 1928 to 2018. This was a really fun read about the history of tiki in San Diego, its relationship to the Navy bases down there, looking at these old menus and the different rums that they had. Yeah. These days, you have like what, 2 different lemon hearts, I think is what we have. We have their 1804, and I think that's the 1804, and the 151. I just opened this to the rum bar from, I don't even know how old this is. Well, okay, shots are going for somewhere between 35 and 60 cents a piece, so that'll tell you something. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different lemon hearts on the menu, ranging from a 28-year, which is going for 60 cents a shot, to the 151, which is also going for 60 cents a shot. Yeah, so, and the Lemon Heart VO, I don't even know what that is, but going for 40 cents a shot. Yeah. Anyway, so the last recipe in this book, the way they finish it off is going through, the way this book, it starts out, it's just a history. It goes through the early days of tiki and goes to current day. So this is a recipe from 2016 from a bar called the Grass Skirt, which to my knowledge still exists. And this is the picture for the Oaxacan Dead, right? It's on the, there, that one, the Oaxacan Dead. Very nice, very nice. And so this is also a mixed spirit cocktail, although it is very definitely a rum first and mezcal second cocktail. So we're going to go ahead and do what we can with this. This is a shake and strain over clean crushed ice. Okay, so we're going to use once again, we're going to use a common, or I'm actually going to use cubed ice to shake it with.
The grass skirt is open.
Yay! Where is that from?
Brooke.
Brooke knows the grass skirt is open?
She looked it up.
Oh, excellent. Glad to know. Oh, you probably couldn't tell from me showing you the page. This is a cocktail made by Ryan Walsh, who, at least in 2016, was one of the head bartenders at the Grass Skirt. So I want to make sure properly, give credit to the people that make the cocktails. So Ryan, this better be a good cocktail. Okay, so shaking. This starts with a ½ ounce of grenadine. So we'll reach for the roses. No. Real grenadine. Okay, ½ ounce grenadine. There we go, right at a ½ ounce. Very nice. And then we have a ½ ounce of the passion fruit syrup. Now, normally for passion fruit syrup, I take this passion fruit juice concentrate and I mix it with simple syrup. I don't have any simple syrup currently out. So what am I going to do here? the closest thing I have to a simple syrup that is sitting out in front of me. I don't want to use my ginger syrup that's in the back
There's
because
honey syrup in the back.
there's. Oh wait, no. Hey, oh, I know what I should do here. Oh, we got this. We got this.
Ah,
It's an agave drink, right? So let's use some agave syrup. We have light agave, 100% blue agave syrup. We'll use that. We are only going with a ½ ounce of the passion fruit syrup, so I'm going to go a ¼ ounce of my agave, and then a ¼ ounce of the passion fruit concentrate. Come on. Hello. There we go. As traditionally how I do my passion fruit syrup is a 1-to-1 of simple syrup and this passion fruit concentrate. Right, so there goes that. Okay, all the sticky stuff is in my jigger. So that goes there. That's that. We need a ½ ounce of pineapple juice. This will make Star happy because we only need a ½ ounce of pineapple juice, and this is an 8-ounce can. So she's going to have plenty of pineapple juice to drink, along with a little leftover orange juice and other things, right? Grapefruit juice, right? How much? Wow, I have to get used to the fact that my recipe is no longer right there, it's over there. Does that help? I mean, really, I need some feedback here. Does it help that I'm looking over there for my recipe? ½ ounce. Do you even notice the difference? Okay, we'll do a little more than a ½ ounce. There we go. And then I need 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Lime juice. See, I think that was subtle looking over there and going, oh yeah, 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Whereas in the past, it would be blatantly obvious that I was squinting at the tiny little type. 3/4 ounce of lime juice. My next ingredient, 2 ounces of a mix of rum. So this would be the rum mix that is used at the grass skirt. Do I have any clue what is in this rum mix from the grass skirt? None. No clue. None at all. Okay, so what am I going to do? Well, I could get weird and try and just throw some rums together and see what's going to happen. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to be less courageous than that. I don't want to get too far off of whatever their rum blend might be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with a blended rum to start with. And we are going to go with the Plantation 3-Star. So Plantation 3-Star has Jamaican, Barbados, and Trinidad rums in it. It actually has 4 rums in it, but they are from 3 different countries, hence the 3-Star. This is 2 ounces, so I'm going to go 1.5 ounces of the Plantation 3-Star. So there's 1 ounce. And there's 1/2. And then just because I like funkier, weirder rums, I'm going to go with the Dr. Bird and add another 1/2 ounce, and that'll bring me to 2 ounces. Do I know that this is anything even remotely like the Grass Skirts rum mix? No, no clue. No idea what they do. But, you know, most tiki bars kind of tend toward the Jamaican rums anyway, so well, it's probably fine. I mean, I could have gone with the rum bar, the overproof, unaged Jamaican Worthy Park rum, and it would probably take over the whole cocktail, so I don't want to do that. 1/2 ounce of mezcal. We're going to go ahead and do the Casamigos just because it's here. There are plenty of other mezcals that are going to be a lot more smoky than this, and we have a couple. We have the Bujo, we have some Fidencios back in the back, which are definitely a lot smokier than this, but I think this will be fine. I think this will be okay. In general, whenever you see a tiki recipe that has an ingredient that is smoky, like, oh, a little addition of, say, an Islay Scotch, feel free, play around, throw a pretty smoky mezcal in that and use that and see what it's like. And I'll bet it's not going to go too far off the mark. It might even be more palatable to those that aren't really into the big peat monster Islay Scotches. Well, transfer over. Okay. 2 dashes absinthe. No, wait, nope, sorry. Scratch that. Not 2 dashes of absinthe. Different drink entirely that I'm thinking of. No, don't do that. Uh, the drink actually calls for a spritz of absinthe over the top of the cocktail when you're done, right? Stop. 2 dashes of absinthe, we would taste would be the absinthe, so we don't want to do that. Okay, so this gets shaken with some ice, and then it's going to be poured into a glass over crushed ice. That's actually kind of, I don't know, it's brown. It has sort of an orangish color to it, but it's brown. I don't have any problem putting that in a tiki mug so you can't see what color it is. I do think that is kind of a secret of why you have tiki mugs. Granted, they look cool. They're a great way of advertising your bar or a specific drink. But the other thing is, you take fundamentally brown liquid and then you mix it with fruit juices, and it's just not necessarily the most appealing color in the world unless you have some like vibrant orange or something like that. But so, you know, a lot of times the reason you're putting it in a tiki mug, yeah, so you don't have to see that dingy brown bathwater color of the cocktail. So we're going to shake this, and then we're going to strain this into a mug over crushed ice. Star, how about the blue mug that we did not use last time that we were planning on using?
We have a question about a best starter mezcal. I'm going to guess Tequila.
Best starter mezcal. Well, I know what it's hard for me to say because I don't have a lot of experience with mezcals. What I will say, so you start with, I don't think the Casamigos would steer you wrong. I think that's a fine, solid, ordinary mezcal. And it's also not going to break the bank, right? I don't remember how much this is, but it's not terribly expensive. Buho. We really like Buho. It has sort of a, I think it's an owl on the front, and it's kind of a squarish bottle. Really pretty. We like it. We were introduced to Buho from various trips to a mezcal bar in DC called Espita. And my honest to goodness answer about, hey, I need an introductory mezcal is you should go sit down at the bar at Espita, and they have a massive selection of mezcals, and they will not steer you wrong. Tell them the kind of flavors you like, or go through one or two of their flights, and they tell them that what you're looking for is, I want to buy a bottle or two of mezcal, and I'd like to know what it tastes like before I do so. So give me a flight that does that, and they'll be happy to oblige on that. All right, I need to strain this in here. I don't really feel the need to double strain this since we're pouring this over crushed ice. Why am I so tired? Oh, right. I'm tired. Okay, got it. Oh, let's not lean on that leg too much. Okay, there we go. That's not nearly as brown as I thought it might be once you got some dilution in there. Oh, it really is a small glass. Hey, David, I hope you have some more alcohol left because it's time. It is that time. So we are going to spank some mint and then put it in here. This is mint from our garden from last year. Yes, so it resprouted. We didn't do anything to protect it. We moved it.
We cut it all the way back.
Cut it all the way back,
We
moved it from the upstairs downstairs, and moved it closer to the house instead of just sitting out on the patio. Right, you can do this, wipe this along. Let's give a nice aromatic to it. Oh yeah, ooh, oh that is a delightful mint. Oh my goodness, that is so, do a little bit of this. Yep, all right, delightful in that regard. And then we are going to do a spritz of absinthe. And I have to charge this guy. So there we go. And we just go whoosh, over. And then that covers my hand as well as the glass. It's absinthe. Yum. All right. Tasty. And then we're going to give this a taste. So this is the Oaxacan Dead, as done by the Grass Skirt. Here is a stir with a skull on it. That seems like a good thing for the Oaxacan Dead cocktail. Do that. And I need a straw. He's not dead. He's cute.
He's taking you to the dead.
So I'm being taken to the dead by an octopus. How's that? Right? From Surfside
Sips, who are adding new colors. Currently, they are at Tiki Oasis, so orders will be delayed 2 weeks.
Tiki Oasis. We're having tiki conventions again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not ready to do that.
No, but
not even in 2 weeks. I'm not ready to do that.
No.
Too many people. So, Oaxacan Dead, the last drink in 90 plus years of tiki history of San Diego.
It's very pretty.
Oh man. I have no idea if my rum selection is at all close to what they're doing at the Grass Skirt. But I got to tell you, if they're doing something anything close to that, they've got a winner on their hands, because that's
good.
That's pretty tasty. That is pretty.
That's haunted tiki.
That is pretty darn tasty. And oh look, turns out, yeah, that glass is really tall, but it's very narrow at its base, so it doesn't actually hold a whole lot, which I find kind of interesting and amusing. Here we go. Some crushed ice, like such. There we go. I dearly love this. This is a plant mister that I keep my absinthe in for doing exactly this, spritzing inside of glasses, that sort of thing. What I have to remember though is that once this is charged, I don't have to press the button all the way down, because when I do, large quantity of absinthe going everywhere. So apparently there are more questions. This is actually working out well, because I'm not staring trying to get the comments. I really wish I could see them, though. There's like 65 comments. Yeah, so 13 people online.
Christine,
you just all wanted to check to see if we survived our second vaccination, didn't you?
Christine asks.
Christine.
So I aired and took all my bitters to Molly and left them there. Is there a common kitchen ingredient that she could substitute? Flavored balsamic or flavored Worcestershire?
No. I cannot think of anything that is going to give you that same sort of aromatic compounds and the bitterness of the bitters. I mean, you probably have some high test alcohol around. You could probably make your own. It's just a matter of, hop online and figure out. But by the time you get to that point, it's just, you can either back on Molly or just, bitters. You buy some bitters, right? I mean, I know it's a drive, but you can probably have them mailed to you, for goodness sake.
She has bitters, though, but they're on Molly.
You can't have too... I was about to say you can't have too many bitters, and looked over to my right, and there's this rack of bitters over here. Yeah, got... What can I see in bitters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can see 17 bitters here, and that doesn't include the 2 homemade bitters that I don't see offhand currently. So can't have too many bitters. Yeah, right. But again, a bottle of Angostura bitters will last you forever. It's not like they're really going bad anytime soon. So as long as you keep it stoppered, it'll be fine. Besides, don't you want to have bitters at home and on Molly? I mean, you need bottles of bitters on Molly, so you might as well get yourself some home bitters rather than travel with them all the time. That seems silly. Although, the other thing to do would be to join up with, was it Shaker and Spoon? Because Shaker and Spoon, I'm going over here, right, off camera-ish. Shaker and Spoon, for their cocktails, will send you these cute little vials. See the little vial? And some of them have got a dropper, and some of them have got an atomizer head on them. And often these are bitters or some other thing that you might want to spritz over your cocktail. So you could join Shaker and Spoon, and then you'll have a bunch of these little bottles lying around that you could use.
Chris says the Amazon order will be here Wednesday.
There you go. Yep. And if you can't wait until Wednesday for some bitters in your cocktail, you might want to hold off on the cocktails for a while. Just saying. Just maybe. Yeah. All right. We have done the Yellow Boxer from the 1980s. We've done the Vicious Virgin from the 1960s. And then we went completely contemporary, mixed spirit Oaxacan Dead that uses both mezcal and a combination of rums, uses the mezcal to accentuate some of the flavors of the rum. This is uncommonly good. It really is. I could have done these drinks in chronological order, and I think what you would have gone would be, this is really yummy. Wow, what happened to the 80s? And then back up, wow, we rediscovered craft spirits again, didn't we? This is really good. I don't know this Ryan Walsh guy, but I'm going to look for him because that's a really solid cocktail. I like that. All right, so we've done 3 drinks. We've covered a large number of decades. We've gone contemporary to a bar that still exists. Yay, the Pago Pago, to the best of my knowledge, does no longer exist within Tucson. We've done none of these drinks would I send back. They are all good drinks. By far, in my mind, the Oaxacan Dead is the best of the 3. But I also like passion fruit, so I'm glad to know my passion fruit concentrate is still quite yummy. Here's to second shots. Here's to coming out of the vaccination, coming out maybe of this pandemic period. I have no idea how long it's going to be before we get anything that remotely looks like herd immunity, but we're doing our best here. And if you can get
we are now beginning to act like many other people. We are eating. We have twice eaten inside a restaurant.
Okay, the second time was admittedly at a restaurant that we knew
was going to be empty.
There was like a 95% chance there was nobody else in the restaurant, and we were right. Yeah, in fact, they looked at us funny.
Yeah,
they're like, "You want to eat here?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, do you have tables for that? And like, we do. Just go sit down. I'll be with you in a minute or 2. But you could tell they were like, we are not. It was a pizza joint, right?
Yeah.
Pizza joints are all doing delivery.
But it was Armand's. It was Chicago style pizza and
ish. Yeah. I mean, even Armand's is getting further away from the true Chicago style. But so I'm just gonna have to make some at some point.
Yep.
But I need to be able to stand on both legs for long periods of time to make pizza dough.
Yes.
Because I need to be able to push on the counter while making dough, and I can't do that right now.
Good point.
So good thing we got some Armands in the meantime. Yeah. We're babbling now. We should close this out.
We are.
But, once again, this happens every week.
We say we're going to end.
And
then we babble.
I was going with there's this, I'm tired. I'm not sure I'm really up for this evening.
Right.
And then there's this quick push to get everything together. And then we get to talking. And I always feel much more keyed up and energized at the end of these than I do at the beginning of them. And that's because I'm talking with my friends. It's been a fun one. Quarantiki number 53, the second COVID shot, or post-second COVID shot, drinking all the tequilas. Or in this case, a tequila and a mezcal. So I'm going to sign off here, which means I got to reach over and hit the red button. So that's what I'm going to do. My incense has run out. We never did get the music playing, so sorry you missed that. But that's okay. Apparently tonight worked out. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week here at Quarantiki.